Well, it's another good kip in the swag. We just camped at Waratah. They got little campgrounds here. We had a pub meal last night. This morning, up relatively early. We want to get my socks on. We're hitting up the $1,000 track today, so we're prepared to be camping on that track for multiple days, pending conditions. If I just find my other sock. So it could be interesting. It's been called the $1,000 track for many decades. So with inflation, one would think it's more than the $1,000 track. So yeah, we don't want to rush it. Got plenty of food, plenty of water. We're expecting mud, water everywhere in the cars, on us. Should be a good time. So yeah, roll up swags, load up, might get a coffee. We haven't even set up camp, like we've just literally rolled the swags out. Haven't even got the cooker out, so we'll get a coffee in town and hit this track up ASAP. Should be fun.
With border closures and travel restrictions affecting most of 2020, we've finally escaped to the best island Australia has to offer, with just one goal in mind: to drive as many tracks as possible.
We are back in Tasmania. What a track!
So pull the boots on and throw the swag in, because you're jumping in with us for an epic Tasmanian adventure.
Stay tuned, plenty to come in this series. Back to Tassie.
We've spoken to a few people in the town. No one can give us any information on where the exact start of this Coldstream Track is, the $1,000 redo track. We're going hunting. We can't even find it online, so we've got a little bit of information. It seems weird. It does seem a little peculiar. Almost like it's not very travelled.
Yeah.
But it's a pretty Australian renowned track, so
It's known about, but no one with an exact location.
So we're winging it at this stage.
The Coldstream Track, or as you may know it, the $1,000 track. Now it gets that nickname because apparently that's the average damage bill done to each vehicle on the track. Good working winches and quality recovery gear are essential here. And from what we've been told, 35s and lockers are an absolute must too. Now I have neither of those last must-have items, and when I said I'm driving a Jeep, most people just laughed. The one thing people couldn't tell us was the exact start of the track, so here we are searching for it.
Sometimes you've got to break a few eggs to make an omelette, Angus. Certainly do. So we've almost ran into a pickle. We're looking for the Coldstream Track. All I found is this incredibly overgrown bush track.
Leads to an open fight.
Under attack. Oh, thank God that's...
Well, we've got next to no
insects in here now.
Do we? We've got no
It
information.
ran through a wasp nest.
Oh, great. We've got no information on where the track is.
Absolutely no reason they had to go through that entire section. No reason whatsoever.
Well, hopefully I have better luck now finding the $1,000 track.
Good luck through there, Marco. I don't really know why it went through there, but it did.
Gonna give her a crack?
Well, I don't know if the track keeps going anyway. I don't know if it's worth it.
Other than a maze of forestry roads and some seriously overgrown goat tracks, we've come across our first main obstacle that we actually need to think about.
What are we thinking?
I don't think...
Hey?
Track keeps going.
Oh, it honestly doesn't look like anyone's driven it in for a long time.
It started off well driven.
Yeah.
well worn.
Maybe that other offshoot that went around. You know how there was the other one that kept sweeping around? I took the less travelled one, but the more HEMA direct one, just before we got into this clearing.
Yeah.
Nick's just been heading for the Coldstream River, and this was pretty well the most direct track to it. This track hasn't seen much traffic at all, so we're beginning to think we've taken a wrong turn. The next couple of days could involve a fair bit of this, poking around in muddy holes. Searching for the best lines, that is.
How does it feel? Hell firm base. Just 8 inches of shit. See where it's rocky in the stream there.
Nick's main concern is being wedged in between the entry and exit of this steep little crossing. And being in the middle of a field, there is literally no winch anchors within sight.
Deeper than I thought you would anyway. Looks like softer than I first thought. Would you agree? Yeah, I don't know if it's just because we're right on the edge and we're finding the water out where the rocky bottom would be. It's coming up, yeah.
Bit of sludge on the edges, but an easy enough climb out for Nico. Let's get the Jeep through and just pray that we're heading the right way. Entry and departure angle are a lot better in this thing compared to the bigger tourers, and this is exactly where it can come in handy. And it looks like the damage has already started. It turns out that departure angle could still be improved. We've stocked up with enough food and water to spend a few nights in a four-wheel driving paradise. That and a sat phone just in case we run low on the beers. This track isn't too far out of town, but the chances of someone else driving past if you need help is very slim. No real issue if it's just a breakdown, because at worst we can always just walk into town. But if one of us are injured, then that's when time is critical, and that's why we always carry a sat phone. We've put both of these vehicles through a lot in their time, but this scrub is by far the worst. It's dry, dead, woody, and super narrow tracks. Every inch of the track is like nails down a chalkboard.
These are scratchy buggers, these ones. Good for polishing the paint.
Have we even found the track yet, Mark?
Not sure, we've found a track, so that'll do us.
Keep going,
Yeah.
See what we can find.
That's what we're here to do, just explore.
So far a couple of little water crossings.
Yep.
And a few more custom pinstripes.
Oh, this is overgrown, big time. If you like your paint, you don't want to be doing this.
Finally, there's some relief from that scrub, or at least for the time being.
The old track's giving way here at some point in its life. I think there's a little track that we can take through the creek or through the river. She's fairly well. Not going to be straddling that, that's for sure.
This is the river we've been looking for, the gateway to our adventure. With the bridge clearly out of action, we've got no option but to get the tyres wet. This exit looks like a good challenge to start off with. Slippery tyres and smooth rocks. This could test the unlocked Jeep. No traction whatsoever. I'm all bellied out on a rock. Not sure the maxis will even get me out of this, but it's worth a crack at least.
Righto, Mark.
There's just no weight on my front wheels. Not even the max tracks want to grab and bite in.
Try back a bit. You don't have much though.
Now, trees aren't exactly rare around these parts. However, our options straight ahead are pretty limited. But a small shrub that we've spotted should be all I need to just get me off these rocks. And that's all I needed. Probably a good thing too. I don't think that little tree had too much more to give. Just for a change, Nick gets a look at what line not to take. He goes slightly wider and cruises straight up.
Pretty sure that was the Coldstream River, the main bridge. There's massive logs and then sort of rubble and rocks and dirt on top of that, but the logs underneath had rotted away over years and that was pretty much caved in, so that was impassable. There's a chicken track around the side which was no dramas.
That's the first time we crossed it then? Cross it again?
Yeah, we definitely crossed it again.
Yeah.
According to our research.
Where we think we're going.
Well, we don't even know if we're on the right track yet, but it was a bit of fun. Mark had to winch out. It's probably not the optimum line. Got a bit crossed up on the exit and there's some big bundy, good diff smacking bundy, so the easiest way was just to winch. Maxis didn't quite work that time. Back into the dark depths of the forest. Well, here it is, start of the Coldstream Track. $1,000 track as it's known. Nothing too serious to start with, but I don't want to speak too soon, but shit can go real on this track. So we're starting this at 10:30. Who knows what time we'll get off it.
I've let Nico pass for one main reason. His truck will go further through the mud hole than the Jeep will. At least that's what I tell him. The real reason is if Nick gets stuck up to his chin in mud, Jordan and myself can turn around and get the hell out of here.
Doesn't seem too bad.
It was pretty hard.
Yeah. Feels like it's got a hard base. Got a foot of shit, but
This drive takes us through some dense forest, which has some huge trees scattered throughout it. And even though it's the middle of summer, most of the track so far has been underwater. At the moment, we're pretty cautious driving through these waterholes. We have no idea of the depth, but also what people may have thrown in the mud hole to get them through in the past. But at the same time, we can't be out here prodding mud all day. We'll never get anywhere.
Marco, there is a log on your right hand side sitting behind a bush. Don't get too close to that. Got a fairly firm base under there. It's nice, a bit of a deep hole there. I'm only doing one side, but shallow as there. Here we go again, another bog hole. Who's aboard? That was a narrow little bridge, but yeah, seemed pretty solid. I don't think it even moved with the vehicles on it, so it's good.
Bit more to go?
A lot to go. We've done about a K, 1 kilometre. Been slow going, but not too wet. Been firm underfoot. Very promising. Still a long way to go, and the sun is shining.
You can see how slippery it is, with one tyre stuck in a rut. Rather than driving up and out of the rut, it's just crabbing me down the track. Nick's jumped out to try and get me on the right side of things. Looking at the amount of branches across the track and no fresh tyre marks, I'm pretty confident that no one's travelled out here in some time. We're constantly having to pull over, get out and throw branches out of the way.
Bit of wood clearing.
We spoke about it, and right around the corner, it's happened. A huge tree right across the track.
Just obviously a tree with a couple branches hanging off it, pretty big. Someone's made a chicken shack around it, but there's a massive boulder in the way of that too, so we're just going to get it out of the way. It'll probably take us half an hour, so.
Rather than creating more ways around the tree, we're going to spend the time and reopen the original path. When we were packing for this trip, we debated whether 2 saws was overkill. We were pretty confident in the battery saw and were very happy with it. We just had one concern. What if we come across something like this? A huge tree that we cannot drag out of the way.
Cut this so we can get a vehicle through, obviously. and then probably winch it from where I am straight around as far as it would go, so somewhere
Comes around like that.
and then maybe snatch block it off a tree and port that last little bit.
So it'll run parallel with the road.
Yeah, that's well as. That's good enough. Good as.
Well, I've just come up probably about an hour or two onto the Coldstream Track. Fair size log across the road, so we're just getting a couple of saws into it now. Plan is we're going to cut it and then just winch the larger log off to the side of the track. Hopefully that goes to plan.
Probably stay there.
Yeah.
I reckon we could almost leave that one there.
Yeah.
It's going to roll down.
We might be able to pin it up here with a log or something.
Under a bit more. We could probably pick that up.
Yeah. You boys replanting?
Yeah, transplanting. That's a success. Cut's pretty good. Green timber.
What do you reckon?
Not a bad chopping board actually.
Chuck that in the cam box.
That would have been a struggle for battery.
Yeah.
That's why we packed exactly why we packed 2 chainsaws. Yeah, pretty happy about that.
Well, job well done.
Packing that petrol chainsaw was a smart move. Not completely stuffed to the point of turning around, but a lot quicker with the second saw. Not only that, we may have had to have a drinks break waiting for batteries to charge, which hey, is never a bad thing. However, 45 minutes later and we're pushing forward again. With time on our side and nowhere better to be, we'll just see what the Coldstream Track has for us next.
I reckon I'm going to follow that arc.
Yep. I reckon.
I still think it could do with a winch.
Yeah, I can keep someone free out here.
Yeah, I'll put a strap over there, just in case.
It doesn't take long before we're out on foot again. This one looks a fair bit more serious than anything else so far today. So, what do you reckon? Will Nick and myself get through this one? Or is this where the $1,000 track gets its name? You'll find out in track 7. Subscribe to see it first.